For 5 marks questions we have from a temporary matter. What is the main reason for Shobha and Shukumar's emotional distance? How does the nightly power outage change the couple's interaction? Why is the darkness symbolic in this story? How does food and dining feature in the progression of the story? From Araby we have what initially attracts the boy to Mangan's sister? Why is the bazaar called Araby? What obstacles delay the boy from going to the Araby? What role does the setting of Dublin play in the story? At the end, what did the boy realize? What is the story's message about coming of age or adolescence? From Dream Children we have who was Grandmother Field? How did Lamb describe Grandmother Field's personality? How was Grandmother Field in her religious devotion? What was the story carved on the wooden chimney represent? What was the significance of the garden and the fruit trees? What was the atmosphere surrounding the house regarding the ghost of spirits? How did Lamb depict the emotional impact of Grandmother Field's death? From Shooting an Elephant we have what role does Orwell hold in Burma in the story? Why is Orwell unpopular with the local Burmese people? What include what incident prompts Orwell to go out with a gun? What is must and how does it affect the elephant? Why does Orwell initially didn't want to shoot the elephant? What causes Orwell to ultimately decide to shoot the elephant? How does how does Orwell characterize the nature of imperialism in the essay? Then how does the setting of Burma contribute to the story's themes? From off studies we have what does Bacon mean by studies are for delight, for ornament and for ability? How does Bacon justify the claim some books are to be tasted and others to be swallowed? Why does Bacon say reading make the man conference a ready man? What is Bacon's view on books that are not directly useful? What does Bacon suggest about the relationship between studies and judgment? What does Bacon mean by crafty men condemn studies? Why does Bacon studies have their chief use for health and did not for disease? Discuss Bacon's classification of books and its implications for a learner. How is Bacon's approach to studies an example of pragmatic philosophy?